you walk in a room, you're going to hear me before you see me. Everybody will tell you that. And I'm like, I don't think I'm that loud. I just think my voice is so distinct. But everyone will tell you, you'll hear me before you see me.
Lo'eau LaBonta, welcome to the Indivisa Show. We're so excited to have you. Also, just so fun being part of the Kansas City Current right now. You're like, I've been part of it since the beginning. As somebody that watches most of the games over the weekend, you guys are crushing it.
If Kansas City's playing, I'm probably watching.
Yeah,
no matter
just
what game it is.
Your teammate scored in 55 seconds? Like, who does that?
And it wasn't even like one of our top goal scorers.
Yeah.
This team is so sick. Like, I love it. And when you're saying I've been here since the beginning, it has not always been this glamorous. So that's why I think I enjoy it so much now.
One thing we love to do on the Indivisa Show is take it back to the childhood, take it back to your first soccer memories. Your journey has been interesting, right? And there's been lots of bumps and turns along the way. But talk to me a little bit about just your dad and your brother's influence on you and what it was like growing up in that household with the two of them and their impact on you.
Yeah, it's always been a 2v1 against me. My whole life, I've always been down my whole life.
Yeah, right?
I'm more of like a bro, because I was raised in that household. My dad, police officer for the LAPD. My brother was only 15 months younger than me.
Okay.
So, it was very competitive. And my dad obviously is, like I said, police officer, so it's strict, disciplined. So it was always in all the sports. And a lot of the times, growing up, you just are on the same team. So it wasn't just competitive on the field, it was competitive in the household.
But who's going to finish the plate first?
So I'll tell you a little story on that. The crazy thing in my household was when you're done, you go wash your dish. So my dad and my brother were actually competing, like, who could shovel their food down the fastest. And I'd just be sitting here, like everybody knows I'm the slowest eater on the team. And it's because I take my time, because those guys were the ones that were racing to wash dishes. I was sitting here, clean my plate, finish it all up. And it was the easiest way to do dishes.
You're like, joke's on you guys.
Yeah.
I've done the scraping.
This is the competition I'll sit out of. I love that. So it sounds like with that dynamic, you kind of learned to be tough at a very early age, right? And you probably saw competition as something that was good. Some people see it, if you're really competitive, as like maybe a negative trait, but I think it was influenced in your household.
You had no other option. I mean, if your dad's a police officer, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna say you're not.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's, I think competition is good, right? It makes you better. It definitely made my brother and I better at the sports that we played, and just happened he progressed in baseball and football. I mean, we didn't have female football then, and then I went the soccer route. So we did split at one point, but we're still competing, as a family. We would always go to like bowling, or we would do darts, like mini golf. It didn't matter. Everything was a competition. I think it's so fun. And I think it's funny nowadays when you're in the pros, people want the competition on your team. Yeah. But sometimes if you're not the one that wins it, you're like salty. And I'm like, no, I've always taken it as that's going to make me better.
Yeah, totally. I think I read somewhere that your brother refers to you as a beast.
Oh yeah, he was like, she's definitely the better athlete. Like, he would give me my flowers for sure on that. But he was younger than me, and I would always say like, yeah, but he's the better this, better that. So it took till adulthood for him to finally give me some love.
I mean, have you always been sort of on the small side? Like when you were little, were you also small?
Yeah, I was thinking about that when you were saying earlier, like your career has been like this, but like I stopped growing in 5th grade. Like my height and size, I've had the same clothes since I've been in like middle school. It's wild. I'm tiny. I can still buy kids' shoes. They're like 20% off the normal adult size, but that's the only thing that I guess hasn't changed is my height.
How did you sort of, handle not being the biggest one on the field, the biggest one at Stanford? What was it about like your personality? Like, how did you get through those moments when you had to sort of be tugging on the jerseys, and you're still doing that, right?
You kind of earn respect too, I think, when you walk into a room.
Yeah, and it's funny too, when you mentioned walking in a room, like you walk in a room, you're going to hear me before you see me. Everybody will tell you that. And I'm like, I don't think I'm that loud. I just think my voice is so distinct, but everyone will tell you, you'll hear me before you see me. And it's probably just the little girl in me, that was always out here fighting. I was 15 months older than my brother, but there's obviously a time where like he just shot up and he got stronger, faster, but I was still gonna give my all and try and beat him when we do like, when you do the one-on-one in football, like dad's all-time quarterback, you're defending, like, I don't care. I'm still going to give my all. We're still fighting. And that's just what my career has been. And that's too why I think I play a team sport, because you have those people on your team. You have the fastest people, the strongest people, the best. And that's why I love a team sport, because it literally takes everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, then another piece of you that is so interesting is like an engineering degree. Like, go off.
Are you smart too?
Yeah, she's smart too.
Professional athlete.
Like, what went into earning that degree at Stanford in addition to also playing? I mean, there's a lot of juggling going on there.
Sounds like a lot of studying and training at the same time.
It was a lot. And too, like, there's a lot of players that went to Stanford who were in the league who also did Greek life. So there's a bunch of us that were in sororities too at Stanford. I know, it's crazy, but it's just... I think about that all the time now as a pro. I'm like, how was I playing 2 games like in a weekend? Like, I can barely do like Saturday to Sunday now. Like, it's so wild. But that, like, everyone's doing it, so you're doing it as a team. You're studying you have the study hall. You're out there grinding, but then you also like, you work hard, play hard as well. But the crazy thing was, in college, I didn't have the NWSL as an option until my junior year. So I was like, this is my end all for
I need to figure out something.
Soccer. And what am I going to do after? So I was like, an engineering degree will surely get me a quality paycheck. And then, it didn't, because I went to the NWSL for the beginning years, and that was a struggle.
Yeah, then you're like, I'm taking a pay cut for this.
Yes, I'm actually paying to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what is this degree for?
Something is wrong there. I know your pro career, you get drafted, right? Then you kind of get cut.
Yeah.
And then you find your way back.
No, they sent me home.
No,
I got full cut.
You're like, maybe this degree will come in handy.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that in between like, knowing, something that you worked so hard to get to had maybe just ended and you had to probably pivot? What was your attitude during that moment, and what did that look like for you?
Yeah, so the crazy thing was too, at Stanford, you're on quarters. So you have to do a spring quarter, and that actually conflicted with the NWSL season at the time. So I didn't do my spring quarter. I first went to play, and then I got cut, and I was like, I might as well finish my degree. So in that little time, I finished my degree and was able to train at Stanford. So it was like,
wow.
I was like, I have a plan immediately. Like, I got plan B, because usually in the league, when you're cut, like, another team can pick you up. At the time, it was like too late. Everybody had their roster solidified. There was not much left in the season. So I went back to Stanford, got my degree, and got a bunch of training in. I just had this new drive, because that's a different thing too. Like, I try and warn people who are like very good in college, a lot of people who are up for the Herman Trophy. It does not matter when it comes to the draft. Like, some of those people who get drafted don't even get contracts. So it's a huge reality check. That's probably what I needed. And it just helped me so much, just with another motivation. And I was able to get on the Kansas City roster, and the rest is, I guess, history now.
I know, seriously. I'd be like, I'm not going anywhere. You asked, they listened. e.l.f.'s Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm now comes in a brand new vanilla soft serve flavor. Same nourishing, buttery formula that melts into your lips, delivering moisture, hydration, and that luxe glossy finish. And the smooth tip glides on like a dream. So we're talking a little bit about e.l.f., right? And their whole mission to keep girls playing in the game. For you, what has kept you in that game?
I can talk about this for days, because now, I just set the record, the oldest player to debut for the U.S. national team. And a lot of things are keeping me in the game. That was not it, because that just happened, because I am still in the game. I was raised in a very male-dominated household. The female influence has come from my teammates' moms, that support system that I was able to have through soccer, I think, is just so beautiful. And a lot of people don't understand that until you actually get into it and are raised in it.
Yeah.
And I think too, now being a professional in the NWSL for 10 plus years, I've seen it grow, and I want to continue to help it grow. I'm not one of the very first pioneers, but I'm one of the warriors that have been here trying to push it. So that's what's keeping me in it. And because I've still got, my limbs are still attached. That's for sure another reason why.
Yeah, you're going to play until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, but
100%.
I think it's cool though that you've seen you getting drafted and where you are now, especially the team that you're on. Your team probably has made the clearest black and white transition to a positive evolution in terms of supporting your players, building the facilities, investing. Like, it's truly unbelievable to think about like what you get to go to every day. How do you think that story is helping you, but also helping little girls, knowing that like things can change in a positive way? And if you stay in the game and stay dedicated, you know, you can still make an impact and you can have a long career and the game will grow with you.
And then play in a stadium that's built for you.
So. Exactly. I think that's the number one too, is it was heard around the world when the first purpose-built stadium for women, it was heard around the world. And that's the biggest change, right? People were talking about it. And then what helped even more is our team that was put together last year rocked the world with that performance in that stadium. So it was the biggest, you didn't even have to say that we're investing in women to show that it makes sense. It makes waves. And it was speaking for itself. So just to be a part of that, like I know everybody got to play in that stadium, but that was like our home. And we really made it an environment there that I think people now want to come. Like the way we play and the facilities and access we have here, people want to come here to Kansas City, Middle America. Like you don't usually hear that.
Your passion is like so electric, and it's just so obvious how much love you have for the game, your teammates, the growth of the sport. You've literally said, I freaking love this game. Like some people say that and there's like an underlying tone, like I love this game, but like it's also caused me a lot of pain.
She's competing to see who loves the game more.
Who loves it more than me? Nobody.
Love me. You can't.
And then, you know, all this passion has led you to your dream, right? You were called up to the US women's national team, put on a hell of a performance. It's such like a dream come true. For you, like where does this passion come from?
That's such a great question, because I never think about it, because I truly think like if you're ever around me, like this is me 24/7. Like my poor husband has to take naps from me because it is 24/7. Like my puppy is a puppy taking naps from me. Like it's just who I am. I've always lived life like this. I wake up like this. I find the joy in every single moment. And I haven't had a perfect life. Like I've had all the setbacks, but you find the positive in every little thing. And I think the quote I always bring up is like, I'm stubborn in the most positive way possible. Like I have a setback, I'm going to get through it somehow. I don't know how long, but I'm going to do it. And that's just who I am. And I think I've just tried to be myself. So it's really not hard for me because it's just who I am.
Yeah. I was going to say authenticity is coming to mind when you're speaking about all of this, right? Like I know I'm super extroverted. Sometimes people like to describe me as a lot and too loud. And I'm like, what should I be rather than myself? And at least for you being a professional soccer player, being yourself and being true to who you are, stubborn as much as you may be, has led you to being this amazing player and debuting for the national team and that making headlines and being part of a solid Kansas City team. It all comes from you being authentically yourself.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, girl. Get loud. Wake the dog up. Wake your husband up.
I love it.
It's low.
You remember that meme back in the day? It's like, if I don't get to sleep because of y'all, that's like, y'all get to sleep. Like, that's me in my house. So it's so sad.
I love it. She's an alarm clock.
I know, literally. Oh my gosh. Just the image of like your dog and your husband napping because they're like, we just had a conversation and I'm tired.
Get them some earplugs.
I'm like, that is so relatable. So recently you were announced as an ambassador for e.l.f. Cosmetics. You're one of the 4 game-changing women that are going to inspire the next generation of young girls. What does this partnership mean to you?
I think this is actually the coolest thing because you mentioned the 4, and I think the 4 of us are all very different.
Yeah.
So we could each it's almost like we have to kind of divide. We have to give 4 kids, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm like, can 4 kids win? And they each relate to each one. Because I'm thinking of Mel, the swaggiest, sauciest little dribbler. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm more of a 1-2 person, but then I could be which kid has the best celebrations.
Sure.
So I think this is the coolest way because I think soccer obviously is inspiring. It's one of the biggest sports in the world, but it's we're actually inspiring the young generation that this is achievable. Look where we are now. Yes, it took forever, but we're here now. This can be you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think these girls also seeing like brands buy in to investing in a competition, a league, players that are showing that they're impacting young athletes is another way that they might know in the moment, but like 10 years down the line, be like, a brand like e.l.f. are investing in this space for me to grow is also like another caveat to it.
And like you're competitive, right? So when you're thinking about how you want to do your hair, how you want to do your makeup, like how you're getting ready for a game, like how are you taking this on? Like what is your form of like self-expression when it comes to makeup, hair, fashion?
It's definitely look good, feel good. I think one of the best things, you know, when it comes to women, like hair is big, makeup is big. It brings you another level of confidence. And I think that's when someone has like confidence, I think that's the most beautiful thing. I don't know. That's my take on it.
It is.
I love it. I'm going to put you in the shoes of being a coach right now. Okay. So Coach Lo'eau.
I'm on the dark side now. All right.
Yeah. Coach Lo'eau is getting one of these girls or a bunch of these girls prepped and ready for the Glow for Glory skills competition. Like what kind of advice would you give to them, you know, when they're trying to compete to be a pro or be like you for a day?
It's so funny because I actually do this a lot. I do go talk to the youth a lot and I always tell them, be your best self. Don't compare. The worst thing to do in life is to compare. So say, like, again, I'll bring up Mel and I again. Mel is the best dribbler. I'm not going to go do those same skills because I know she's better than me. Yeah. What I will do is I'm going to win the most tackles. First, you got to find what you're best at and continue to be the best at that. I'm excited to see when this happens. Like, I just want someone to say that to these girls and I want to see where they thrive.
That's great advice because I think with such access to our league, we have such access to players like you, like Mel. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes maybe young girls are like, how do I be all of this? But your advice to them exactly is, no, do you, but do it so well that when you step into this space, you're going to be the best and you're going to kill it.
And I know you mentioned it, but it's like, it's so true. Like the 4 ambassadors that are representing are so different, right? You have like little Mel, right? Who she's like, yeah, some of my older teammates say stuff like that. And I was like, LOL. And then, you know, you are the oldest player to debut.
I'm the old teammate.
Yeah, no, but like pop off.
But still
like,
brings energy
amazing,
and youthfulness,
you know?
I'm sure.
And then you have like Abby and like her just like her journey with like injuries. And then you have Jaden who is like another teenage superstar, right? It's like, it's so cool that like there's 4 women that like so represent sort of like the diversity across the league. Yeah. So for you, right, looking ahead this season, looking ahead in your life, like what are some of your goals?
That's hard, right? Like now that I've accomplished a few that have been my very long time goals, one thing still is, you know, I haven't won the NWSL. We haven't won the league. I haven't won a shield. Like I know those are team goals, but I still want to be a part of it. We put so much work in last year, especially with our team. We put all that work into it and we fell short. So everybody's saying it, this is our year, but I'm like, I'm not saying that until I'm actually lifting it on November 22nd, I think it is. I probably have it circled on my calendar. Like, you need to be here. And the last 2 years I've been working the final. No, I need to be out on that field.
I love that coming from someone like you who's been on this team for so long and has seen so many versions of it. And you're like, it's going to come. I don't know if it's this year, but it's going to come. I think that confidence is definitely going to keep the team on track.
Thank you, Lo. This was so much fun. I'm so excited that you're part of this e.l.f. ambassador and that we get to do stuff with you.